Okay, I'm Herns Hermida. I'm from Microsoft Philippines. I am in charge of the cloud and enterprise business group. Basically, all the solutions and services that surround our intelligent cloud that includes Azure, Windows Server, SQL Server, System Center, and all the development tools is under my responsibility. So it was a good 2-day event. We had a lot of representatives from different sectors of the industry. We had a lot of case studies discussing about IoT. It's great because I understand from some of the attendees that we had a lot more attendees this year from last year. So where is Microsoft in IoT or Internet of Things? So there are 4 basic components of Internet of Things. First is the things or the sensors, the data communication, where to store the data that is generated by the sensors, and then the final thing is the analytics. Understanding the data and what it is actually telling you. So Microsoft works on the last 2, which is where you can store the data. We have our Azure platform, where a lot of the IoT devices that are directly connected or indirectly connected to the internet can store or stream their data up to the cloud. We believe that the cloud is the best place for you to store IoT data, simply because there's a lot of data, and the cheapest way and the most cost-effective way and most secure way to store IoT data is in the cloud. And then we also play with the advanced analytics and understanding and reporting of what the IoT devices are actually telling you. So we've seen a lot of examples where, for example, our machine learning capabilities on Azure, our stream analytics capability on Azure can create analytic models and determine, for example, how to make your business more efficient, depending on what the things are telling you. Another case is maybe in retail, for instance, understanding customer behavior, where they are going inside and outside the store, which portion of the stores they spend the most time on. And perfect example of IoT, like we discussed today, is also smart cities. So we can connect our cloud together with sensors all around the cities that detect traffic, emergencies, population movement left and right, and then it can help cities and city administrators in determining the best way to plan for their cities and giving even the most basic of services to the citizenry, such as transportation and disaster preparedness. So, well, it's a hard question to answer nowadays. If you were to ask that question about 3 to 4 years ago, it's easier because there are industries that are in the forefront of IoT that have been doing IoT even before the term IoT was invented. So, for instance, utilities is one. So we have examples of telcos. Water utilities have been using IoT to make sure that their entire network is monitored and cared for and maintained properly. Manufacturing is another one because they want to make sure that all the components within their manufacturing line operates 24/7 and there's no downtime, and it continues to produce goods. So we still see telco and manufacturing as the two basic industries that make use of IoT. But then we also see emerging industries that take the lessons that we have learned from the telco and manufacturing and apply it in their own industry, such as retail. We have examples where even banking is making use of IoT to understand how people move in and about the branches. We even see it in government, for example, in smart cities, and we even see it in schools. I mean, we have examples in Microsoft, for instance, where even academic institutions make use of IoT to understand where student behavior during school days, where they go, where they converge, which services require a lot more attention, and which group within the academic institution require more attention. Well, one of the usual challenges that customers and companies have towards IoT is really understanding what they want to take out of IoT. What questions and business issues do they want to answer? It requires a lot of deep thinking. It also requires a lot of looking at case studies. So there are customers who've said that, oh, I want to do IoT because it's the in thing, but really, if you sit down and think about it, what questions and business issues do you want to resolve? And sometimes you want to take examples from leading companies in the same industry as you are to understand how they are solving their business problems. So I guess it's really the understanding of how this solution can help their businesses, number one. And once you've already understood the different components that are required, the second challenge actually is connectivity. So we have customers who have said that they want to monitor components of their entire network in locations where connectivity has always been a challenge. But the great thing is that the industry has rose up to that challenge, and we've seen some examples wherein the sensors and the gateways can actually even operate even in places without internet. They can do standard GPRS, they can work on an edge network, they can send SMS, or worst case, they can do wired connectivity and so on and so forth. So I think the industry has been hearing the issues, and then they're creating novel ways in fixing these issues so that our customers can rise up to the challenge. It was said a while ago that public and private partnership is also very important. Because IoT and similar solutions are very pervasive and it has a potential of giving high impact to the citizenry, especially, for example, smart cities. The government and public sector needs to understand the potential, and it is up to us in the private sector to make the public sector individuals understand the potential. So it's really a continuous dialogue of understanding what public sector organizations need, and how the private sector organizations can address that need. And one of the speakers has put it very, very greatly that IoT, no one organization can provide an IoT solution end to end. No one, so far. So not even the biggest IT companies in the world, not even Microsoft. We partner with thousands of providers on components of IoT that we could not deliver. So the only way to do that is to partner. And when you have a partner, there should be some form of standardization, or at least an agreement on how we should deliver this solution to the benefit of all of our customers.